So you don't want to come to Canada as a student. So what options are there for you? Well, express entry might be one of the best pathway for you if you are eligible for this program. This would be a great way to directly immigrate to Canada without having to go through having a job, without having to go through school. This is a direct pathway to become a permanent resident of Canada. In today's video, I am going to be breaking down how exactly you can apply for express entry. Let's first talk about eligibility. Express entry is directly for persons who are skilled workers and would like to live in Canada permanently. There are three main pathways. You have Federal Skilled Worker Program, you have Federal Skilled Trade Program, and you have the Canadian Experience class. I've already gone in details on what exactly are required in these in another video, so I'm just going to link that video here, and I'll also link it down below so that you have a good understanding of express entry. For a person applying for express entry outside of Canada, you would only have two options. You would have Federal Skilled Worker Program and Federal Skilled Trade Program. For persons applying inside of Canada, you have the ability to apply for both those programs plus the Canadian Experience Class program. So what are the minimum eligibility requirements? The minimum eligibility requirement is literally 1 year of work experience, language ability, education eligibility, enough funds to support yourself in Canada. So with these minimum requirements, there is a CRS score system. This is a ranking system which allows you to know how much points you have. These points is what dictate if you get out of the pool. So how express entry works is that it first enters you into a pool. This is step one. So how you get into this pool is to first of all have the required documents. So let's go through that now. So the most important thing you need to know about gathering the documents is that gathering the documents takes time. Sometimes some document could take as long as 6 months before you receive them. This process alone can be a very long process to itself just to gather the documents. If you are looking for a video where I spoke about my entire journey becoming a permanent resident, that is also a video that I've previously done, and I will leave it right here as a link. You can see it, and I'll also leave it down below so you can see my journey and see like the timelines that everything took for me to gather all the documents and all of that. So gathering the documents is very important. You're going to need things like your language ability. You're going to need an education assessment. You're going to need your passport. You're going to need proof of your work experience. For every work experience you want to be considered. Next, you're going to need proof of funds document. This can be bank statement. And then the next thing that you're going to need is any other document that you believe can support your application. Let's say, for example, you said that you're married. That is something you can add to your application to show that yes, you are married. So anything that can support your application, go ahead and add that document as well. If you're looking for a document checklist, like the documents you need to apply for permanent residency, I actually have a checklist down below. It is a permanent resident guide that also walks you through the full process, and then you can tick off each process as you go along to make sure that you didn't miss anything. So that guide will be linked down below. These are documents that IRCC would use to calculate your score for you. So it is very important that these documents are attached. So language ability, education assessment, those are like the number one documents. But then there are way more documents to be added on top of all of those mandatory documents, which are just the supporting documents that makes your application stronger versus submitting a very weak application. Step one was figuring out your eligibility for permanent residency, finding out if you're actually eligible. Step two would be to gather the documents, and this can take up to 6 months. Step three is where we're at. This is the point where you can actually create an express entry profile. In this profile, you're just going to be answering questions, and these questions again leads to being able to calculate your score. So this includes questions like your age, work experience, what exactly is your language score, education level that you're at now. Do you have like 1 diploma, 2 diplomas, 2 degrees? It's very heavy on your qualification. It's very heavy on your ability to speak English or French. What level of education is your highest education? Is it that you just have a diploma? Do you only have high school certificate? Those things will significantly impact your profile. So this is why so many persons don't even get the opportunity to enter in the pool, and it's like pointless for many people to enter in the pool because they just don't have enough points, and there's a very slim chance that they would go down to the points that they have. Let's say for example you have 300 points, it is a slim chance that you would actually get out of that pool. This is because when you look at JAWS years in advance, you would see that the scores has always been 400 points or more, which means if you have 300 points, there's a small chance that they would actually take you out of the pool. Now persons, for example immigration consultants, would tell you still go into the pool with 300 points, but I am here to tell you that the possibility you would get out is very slim. So this leads me to step 4. How can you increase your points? Now you know how much your points are. How can you lift up your points? So number 1, your language score. Let's say for example your language score came to 4 point something, 5 point something, but you need a band 7. So what I would say to you is that you will need to prepare for the exam. So to prepare for the exam, there's a course that you can actually do. This course is called IELTS Understood. This is a course that covers everything that you need to know to prepare for that specific exam. It is very much tailored to support persons who wants to get band 7 and is having trouble with getting there, or if you just want to prepare for the IELTS exam. So this course is available to the public. I can leave a link down below for this program. The main thing is that many English speakers believe that they don't need to study for the exam, but I am here to tell you that you will need to study for the exam. Persons have found the exam very difficult, and you can easily get a low grade even if you're an English speaker, because this exam is not necessarily about you being able to speak English. It is more so about your ability to do that exam and answer the actual questions that are being asked. So that is why this course really helps you to go through that process where you will learn how to answer the questions. I am an affiliate for the course. I'll leave the link down below, and also you can use the coupon code GrowWithTP10, and that will give you 10% off the course if you actually use the link below and also enter that coupon code. So if you're looking for that support to be able to rank high in the IELTS exam and get like band 7, that is what the course offers. And actually if you do the course and you get lower than band 7, you can actually ask for a refund because you didn't get 7. So this is how confident the course owner is that you will actually get band 7 from going through this entire course. Other ways to increase your CRS score is by getting provincial nomination, which I've done in another video, so I'll link that video right here in the cards, and I'll also leave it in the description. And then having a job offer will increase your chances and increase your scores. Getting more work experience will increase your scores. Doing like a second diploma, doing a second degree, that will increase your scores, or just getting higher level of education will significantly increase your scores. And again, why it is important to increase your scores is because not everyone leaves the pool. So what happens after you are in this pool? What do you do? What you should be focusing on? So while you're in the pool, still work on increasing your score just to hopefully be able to get selected. Every 2 weeks, IRCC will make a draw, and with that draw, they select based on a cutoff point. So they can say, okay, for this week, I am going to draw everyone that has 500 points or more. And they tend to do that frequently, where they go as low as 500 points and they don't go any lower than that. And then everything above that, they would select out of the pool. When you get this selection, that is when you get an invitation to apply. An invitation to apply is just IRCC telling you that you can now apply for permanent residency. So you entering in the pool was not you applying for permanent residency. That was just you expressing your interest to apply for permanent residency. And if they want you, they would select you. So the next step is actually to apply for permanent residency after getting that invitation. So you are going to need more documents again. So you will need police certificate is one. You're going to need updated documents. Let's say they didn't take you out of the pool until 1 year time. You might need to update some of the documents you already did. You're going to need things like medical exam, detailed work history, your personal history, and any other document you think is important. You add it and you apply. If you're not selected immediately, in let's say the next draw comes and you don't get selected, you can start working on provincial nomination, start looking into provinces that could nominate you, that could give you more points. So if you're serious about coming to Canada but you don't want to come here as a student, the express entry field could be your golden ticket. You can rewatch this video. If you want some clarity on anything, you can always go back through and watch it. If you want to actually increase your chances of express entry, then you can always check my description box where I have the course, the IELTS course that goes through how you can get band 7. You do need to do a course to be able to prepare to answer the questions, because that's very important, and that's what non-English speakers have over English speakers. Non-English speakers could possibly get higher grade than you do. Remember to subscribe to the channel for the next video. Next video, I'm going to break down the CRS score, how exactly CRS score works. And on your screen right now, you are seeing the permanent resident video where I spoke all things permanent residency and broke down federal skilled worker trade and all the other programs under express entry in way more details, so you can go to that section, and that is kind of your way of getting your foot into the door and just understanding fully what is offered in Canada as it relates to express entry and being able to travel here permanently. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you found it helpful. Remember to subscribe for the CRS score video coming up next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.